Super Bowl. Super Bowl time. Let's get it.
Listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the official Super Bowl 60 preview show from what else? The best sports talk show ever in the Sportz Nutz. I want to give a special shout out to everybody who is listening on 95.5 KFCE in Terrell, Texas, and everyone listening in on TigerNation.live, which airs in Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, as well as everybody else who tunes into the other radio stations we are on and the 37 other countries we air in. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Your support means the world to us. Y'all, it is here, and we are ready to talk about it. It is the official Super Bowl 60 preview show, and we cannot wait to discuss everything in detail. Y'all, we have so many special guests lined up. Oh, cannot wait. We're going to have an in-depth look at this game, the history of some of the best Super Bowl matchups. Give us your predictions. Y'all, we are even going to talk about commercials. You know, you can't go wrong with the Super Bowl commercials. It's always the best thing to talk about. Before we bring our guest in, though, my man's sitting directly below me, Shane Owen. What's going on, man? How are you doing, sir?
Oh, man, doing great. Was surprised by a little bit of the winter weather that we got this morning and all. Kind of made the roads a little bit of a mess up here, but, everybody I know stayed safe. There were a couple careless individuals out there that I saw, but everybody was pretty safe. But, man, Hey, we're here to preview the big game. This is the ultimate finale to the football season in general. So man, we got to get this talk out because we won't have it for another 6 months.
Don't remind me, man. You just said that, and that's going to break my heart to know that this is it until God.
I got to get it out of the night, then.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man. But, I mean, guys, like, come on. Like, football is it. My man's sitting right next to me, my brother from another mother. Matt, what's up, man?
That's the first time you ever used that term, and that's the last time you'll ever use that term. Well, no, man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
Right now,
I know, right? I'm good, man. Been in meetings all day, man. Just happy to kind of escape and kind of get back out into real life, man. So, just ready to talk about some football. Talk about the game, talk to some people, and go from there.
Yeah, when we tell you we have a jam-packed audience, I kid you not, we have a jam-packed audience.
Background is loaded up, my boy.
Yeah, the background is literally stacked. But ladies and gentlemen, man, we are now 3 times in a row. Brian Pettit in the house. By the way, I saw Brian as we were leaving Walmart today. Again. The regular, What's going on with you, Brian? How you doing, man?
Good. I like the rain, a little bit of snow this afternoon because I was actually running my sweeper and sweeping up the snow. So yeah,
Oh, nice.
when it melted, but still,
Yeah,
there's
we
some
had just a
people
little bit of snow that happened here in the upstate. It was we got a dusting here at best.
We got Kaminga.
We got
Yes.
about half an inch.
Did you not see the text I sent you earlier, Matt?
Hey man, like I said, I've been in meetings all day, man. I'm just seeing that we got Kaminga. What in the world?
Oh my goodness! All right, let's get
boy.
going.
I can't wait for you to catch up tomorrow.
Yeah, wait till you see all the people who we've gotten on this. All right, look, guys, you ready to see who we have? Because I'm ready. I'm excited. The first person we're bringing on, he is the man himself. He is the myth. He is the legend. He is our member of our network, the one, the only, Ralph Williams. What's up, man? How you doing, Ralph?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. It's great to be on with you guys tonight. How's everything going? All right. How are you? Shane, Matt, Brian, everybody? How's everyone doing, Brandon?
I'm doing good. Hey, we have another guest. I'm really excited to bring this guy on. This is my buddy. This is my dude that talks baseball with me. I mean, come on. We can never have enough baseball talk. Literally, it's knocking on the door. Come on now. Let's go. What's up, Tony? What's going on, man?
Man, I wish the World Baseball Classic would hurry up because I just want the regular season. I'm as the Sox fan, I know I'm going to be depressed the entire year. I just want to get into it so I can get it over with.
Hey, they made some moves now. You'd be surprised.
IKF. We got rid of Raffy Devers and ended up with IKF.
I like it. All right. My next one. Oh, man. He comes on every Wednesday with us. And I cannot wait. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean it. Get ready. This is the biggest Chicago fan known to man. Marcus, what's good, brother?
What's up, my bros? How we doing? Let's rock and roll. Let's talk some Super Bowl.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Hey, before that, the last episode you were talking about Illinois getting disrespected. Hey, they got a lot of respect on their name right now.
That's
Book
right.
it. I called it right here on Sportz Nutz. I told you I was a homer. I said I'm a homer and I'm staying with it. Let's ride.
Now we have one more individual to bring, and y'all, I really hope you all get a chance to check out his article that he did. He posted it yesterday. It's with our good friend Maddie Hudak. She is the SI.com beat writer for Tulane University. It is on Greenville Sports Media. Our guy, our friend here, Mr. Mark Livingston. Mark, man, I know you had a busy day, but good to see you, brother. How you doing?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Oh,
Good.
Man,
Good. Thank y'all for having me on here, man. Ready to talk some football. Hey, you forgot to mention, I also interviewed one of your other guests just about a week or so ago, too. So don't forget to mention that one also.
Unbelievable article, brother.
Marcus
Yes.
also.
Yes. And so my man sitting just below us, Marcus McCallum, he had an interview with our guy, Mark Livingston, as well, y'all. And he has an even bigger interview lined up tonight. Please make sure you guys check out his stuff. Really good quality writing. And oh, man, I'm excited. All right. So as you guys did see, we don't have one of our members with us tonight. Unfortunately, he is sick as a dog, and I hate that he's sick. Our guy Pensman's not here. He is he's been throwing up all day.
Brandon, is he sick or did the wife not let him come on?
No,
tonight?
he's sick.
He's sick.
Ralph will let you know he is sicker than a dog.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He's been throwing
'cause
up.
We talk every day, and he didn't call me today. And then he texted me and
wow.
said he was sick. I said, I just checked in on him now. He said he's getting better, and he's going to try to make it for work tomorrow. So we'll see.
Well wishes to Mike.
Absolutely.
Or get better things, but
It ain't fun being sick. That's for darn sure. Y'all, we have made it. Now, real quick, everybody here, I want a show of hands. Who is going to be sad to know that after Sunday, we don't have the NFL back until August? I'm already shedding a tear. Like, come on.
I
It's
think we
not
got
fair.
the majority on that one.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we still have the UFL. I understand. We definitely have baseball. But dadgum, man, it's sad to say goodbye to football. As quickly as it comes, it's like you blink and it's Super Bowl already. It's so sad. So let's get right into it. Now, look, Super Bowl 60, it's going to feature a rematch of Super Bowl 49, which, if you don't remember, 2015, New England beat Seattle 28-24 on a last-second interception at the goal line. My favorite image, though, was Richard Sherman's reaction. That was by far the best. The fact that the camera just got it right there. It's hard to believe, though. It's been 10 years since that matchup. Now, comparing to that Super Bowl, and I'm going to start with you, Matt, because, that's what we do. What matchups are you looking forward to most in this Super Bowl?
Simple, man. I want to see if the New England Patriots will be able to complete a pass against the Seattle defense. I think that defense is on another level. It took an experienced quarterback like Stafford to dissect them. And even though Stafford dissected them, they still couldn't beat the team. So, man, I'm just interested to see what this young QB, who hasn't seen everything yet in the NFL, just kind of interested to see what he's going to do against the league's best defense.
We speak about defense, and it's always been synonymous with the Bears. But Marcus, man, this is going to be a pretty significant matchup between a rookie quarterback, basically, and another technically rookie, because he's the only one out of his draft class to be in this. But what matchups are you looking forward to most? Are you looking forward to the excitement of the defense, what are you looking forward to most?
Man, you just referenced it. I'm looking forward to the matchup between Sam Darnold against the New England Patriots defense and Drake May versus the Seattle Seahawks defense. Because when people say, "Oh, the quarterbacks matching up against each other," we never really reference that properly. The quarterbacks don't play one another. What they do is they play the opposing team's defenses, and it's how they do against those defenses is how we kind of grade them against one another. And I want to see, you just said, this young up and coming quarterback. This is his second year. This is reminiscent of Tom Brady, when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl in his second year. But then you've also got another guy who has an amazing story. If Sam Darnold wins this Super Bowl in the draft class that he was drafted in, he was, like I said, I tell people all the time, he was the second quarterback drafted in that class. He was drafted third overall. He was expected to be a true answer to all the Jets' issues, and clearly it was not. And clearly he took a lot more time to develop. But here he sits as the first quarterback to reach out of that class a Super Bowl. And if you look at his draft stock, rightfully so. That's the way you would think. If you draft the quarterback that high, that he's gonna, be a quarterback that eventually will end up in the Super Bowl. So I want to see who can really steer the ship, because it's gonna take some solid quarterback play for one of these teams to win. Both defenses are gonna be locked in. So one quarterback is gonna be the one that's gonna excel to the top, and we'll talk about my predictions when we get there.
So let's go to my guy 7 right here. Tony, man, what would it mean to see the proverbial monkey off the back of Sam Darnold? Like, what would that do to his legacy, knowing what he has done, and now back-to-back years where he's won a minimum of 14 games? Just imagine, like, how good it would feel if he got that monkey off of his back, right?
For me, I think it's going to feel really good for him. But I really like Sam Darnold in this matchup. I do think he is the best quarterback out of that draft class. I'm openly critical about guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson on a regular basis, just because I don't just see the struggles that they have. I see that they have the ability, because they're very talented individuals, to get past those struggles, and they don't. Whereas Sam Darnold has continued to fight and persevere. And I think that his time with Kevin Connolly when he was in Minnesota was very advantageous for him, because, they don't call Kevin Connolly the quarterback whisperer for nothing. His track record with fixing quarterbacks is a mile long. And now we look at the success that he's had in Seattle. There were so many people that were critical of Seattle for moving on from Geno Smith and letting Sam Darnold take the helm. But very clearly, we've seen now that Geno fell off a cliff, and Sam Darnold is lightning light years ahead of where he would be if he had stayed with the Jets. Like the Jets letting him go was quite possibly the best thing for his career.
I can see that. Shane, do you think, looking back now, that the Jets are thinking, man, either we really stink it up or what? Because I mean, our what could have been our franchise. I mean, we can even go further back on that one and say Carolina. Couldn't Carolina be kicking themselves in the backside because of what Sam Darnold has now done back-to-back seasons? What do you think, Shane?
Oh yeah, well, I'll piggyback with Tony on this on the Geno Smith factor. He's the most important player in the NFL this past year, right? The team he left goes to the Super Bowl, and the team that he went to ends up with the #1 pick. So, but most instrumental person in the NFL when it comes down to Geno Smith. But as been mentioned before, it takes time for certain people to develop in this league, and for what Sam Darnold is and his his talent, it puts him in another class getting to this level, and it really shows what the NFL really truly gets down to, which what I was talking to somebody earlier today about is true football. Defense wins championships. You've always heard it, but we've had an offensive kind of swing here to put people in the seats. Same thing that we saw steroid era in baseball with the home runs and everything. But defense wins championships. So it's going to be, extremely interesting to see. But with the talent pool that Sam Darnold's got, he has got a great chance to be that first quarterback out of that draft class with the Super Bowl ring.
Ralph, you've heard us. We're all saying the same thing. Like this would be absolutely, elite status for Sam Darnold. But let's go look on the other side. What could this do for Drake May? I mean, he is a rookie, and he's really put the entire New England Patriots franchise on his shoulders, and he has lived up to the hype right now. What would winning the Super Bowl mean for his status already?
Well, let me say this. Both quarterbacks are at the luxury of good coaching. Okay, you have Josh McDaniel back up in New England who is coaching Drake May and has got everything out of him now. Okay, this is Drake May at its best with Josh McDaniel. All right, down in Seattle, you got Clint Kubiak, and Darnold not only has that luxury, he had the luxury of Kevin O'Connell up there in Minnesota. So Darnold has been fortunate to be around two good coaches, and now Drake May has the honor of being around Josh McDaniel, who, in my eyes, has never been a good head coach, but a good offensive coordinator and working with quarterbacks. Okay? And I want to say this, a change of atmosphere, and I've said this many times, in coaching and in players can change the perspective of a player or a coach. Sam Darnold went to Minnesota, change of atmosphere from the Jets. We all know that's a dumpster fire there. All right. Mm-hmm. So what happened was he went to Minnesota, change of atmosphere, change of coaching, whole different philosophy. He went there. Now he's with Seattle, same thing. And he's thriving in both ways. But Drake May is now thriving under Josh McDaniel, and it's great to see that Josh is there to work with him. As much as I don't like New England and I don't like Josh McDaniel, but I will give him credit because he has brought Drake May to where he's at right now.
You absolutely hit the nail on the head. All right, let's go to our Philadelphia Eagles fan here, Mr. Mark Livingston. As you guys see, the beard is here and he's ready to talk. Mark, let me ask you this question, okay? Now, we know all the side stories. We know what it means, but deep down inside, how much do you think Seattle is hoping and praying that they get revenge on New England for what happened to them 10 years ago? Like, what do you think is what they're focusing on?
All right. So fan-wise, I believe, yes, they're definitely, looking to get revenge. But you just got to look at, like, the Seattle Seahawks is a totally different team from them 10 years ago. So, you don't have Marshawn Lynch. You don't have Russell Wilson. It's just a totally different team. So as far as the fans, Oh yeah, they're definitely probably hyped up and I want to get that revenge. But as far as like the players and things, I think they just want to win that Super Bowl. But I want to piggyback off just a couple of things here, you guys, just right quick. Also, first of all, Sam Darnold, the talent's always been there. He had 2 dumpster fires. We forget about the Panthers also, where Baker Mayfield also
Yes, that's
struggled.
right. Yes.
So he's but also you got to look at veteran leadership. Also, he went with Justin Jefferson last year. This year he also has Cooper Kupp, who's a veteran wide receiver that he can rely on. Now, one thing Seven said that I'm going to go ahead and I want to go ahead and I give a little bit of banter too on that. He said that Josh Allen, can't win and all or whatnot, has his struggles. But if you look at it, Josh Allen has been going through Patrick Mahomes every year. This is the one time in the playoffs this year that you can see that he struggled. Every other time, his defense let him down. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. But like I said, man, I think that as far as Sam Darnold's concerned, and as far as the Seahawks, I think I think that it's gonna be more of the fans. It's gonna be more worried about the game 10 years ago than the actual players.
I like that, Brian. Let's go to you, man.
Okay.
We've been talking about offense and defense, but my question to you is the Legion of Boom. Remember, that's what they called themselves in Seattle back in the Richard Sherman era. Is the Legion of Boom? Do you think it's back, or is this just a temporary hurdle, and the real Seahawks will show their ugly faces in the Super Bowl, or is this permanent now?
I think it's permanent, but we got to remember there's a good name for this team that's playing. You got to remember Cooper Kupp is playing. You got to you got to remember Kenneth Walker is back there in the backfield. So this could be a double duo right here for Seattle and coming in the Super Bowl. And with that defense of theirs, they're first and second in most of the defense. So I just want to see if they can put the pressure on the offense. So, I want to see what this game is going to be closer than what people think it is. I think it's going to be. I can't tell you my score, but I think it'll be close.
Yeah, hold your prediction up to shut.
I'd love to see if Charbonnet was still there, if they really would have run it with him on the one, unlike they did with Marshawn.
With Marshawn Lynch, yeah.
And Brandon, another thing is, watch out for if Seattle might win a punt back or something.
Oh, that's. I mean, and look, you guys. Brian's alluded to something really good because it did happen the last game. I mean, the first game of the playoffs, really, for the Seattle Seahawks. Rashid Shaheed takes the opening kickoff, 95 yards for a touchdown.
Against the 49ers.
That just goes ahead and shows that all the pieces really could be clicking just right for this team to go somewhere. So we'll see. Now, look, there are a lot of side stories that are set up for the Super Bowl. We did ask our good friend Ben Rodriguez, who is with Inside the Locker Room, the podcast, his thoughts on the Super Bowl. Here is his interview. I'm going to go ahead and edit, and then I want you guys, and then we'll talk about Matt. It's after his interview. I want you to tell me your thoughts on his conversation. Here his we have our guy, Ben Rodriguez, Inside the Locker Room. Ben, man, thank you for coming on today. We really do appreciate you. Taking time out of your schedule. I know you got to hustle up because you have class in a little bit, but man, can you believe we have made it to Super Bowl 60? And, we're seeing an epic rematch of the 2014 Super Bowl. What are you looking forward to most heading into the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I'm looking forward to two main things, the Super Bowl Sunday. I'm looking at the head coaching matchup of Mike Vrabel versus Mike McDonald, sort of the battle of the mics, if you will. And then, of course, the quarterback matchup being Drake May, his only second year in the NFL, going against Sam Darnold, who maybe has some, demons left to conquer with the New England Patriots as a franchise. But super excited for Super Bowl 60, and we're almost there, as you said.
We've seen a lot of hype about this because there's a lot of there's a couple questions that people have to ask. Is the Patriots dynasty back, and can Sam Darnold get that monkey, the proverbial monkey, off of his back and be the first of that draft class that he was on to win the Super Bowl. What storyline are you leaning towards most? Is the Patriots dynasty back, or can Sam Darnold get that monkey off of his back?
To be quite honest with you, Brandon, I think the New England Patriots, I feel like you could kind of never count them out. This matchup is really interesting when it comes down to it. Now, as far as if Sam Darnold's going to be able to kind of, overcome his woes and, get that monkey off his back, like you just mentioned, I think he will, because this whole playoffs, he's been locked in and he's been, taking care of that football, which is what everybody kind of questions when he starts to take the field. But for Seattle this year, he's been lights out. And of course, their defense has been lights out. But I don't know. I just have kind of a bad feeling. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just have a bad feeling that we might see Robert Kraft and the Patriots lift up another Lombardi trophy.
It's a very possibility. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, as you mentioned, kind of the keys to the game on each side. What do you think are kind of the underlying matchups that you're looking forward to here with this matchup between the Patriots and the Seahawks?
Definitely from last game, we saw, the AFC Championship side of things. We saw Christian Gonzalez and, the Broncos receivers kind of fry him, which wasn't really kind of something I was expecting. He hasn't been the best this playoffs, but in the Super Bowl, I think the Patriots defense might be coming, more intact this time and more prepared maybe. But as far as the Seahawks defense goes, they're way more stacked all across the board as far as that matchup goes. And of kind of another underlying matchup that I feel like people forget to kind of, think about when talking about the quarterback matchup between Drake May and Sam Darnold is that Sam Darnold has played in this stadium before, and he's played there for, a whole season being at San Francisco Stadium. So I feel like he has the advantage of the, location of it. And like I mentioned before, he used to play the Patriots twice a year in his division, of course, being drafted by the New York Jets. But, say what you want. There's not the same people on the staff now. But like I said, he has some stuff to overcome against that Patriots franchise.
We saw the weather get involved with the AFC title game. Now, yes, weather can be a factor with being over in Santa Clara. But, just recently, as 2 days ago, they mentioned that there was an earthquake, and strange things have happened in sporting events. Matt can attest to this. Shane can attest to this. I don't know if you can because I know you're pretty young, but back in the 80s, in the World Series between Oakland and San Francisco, there was the quake heard around the world. It was such a powerful earthquake. The the Los Angeles freeway has a bridge, and it partially collapsed on two people. So, San Francisco is no stranger to unusual things happening. Let's just say, for bleeps and giggles, nothing happens, and maybe just a minuscule amount of weather interferes with that one. But are you expecting a vastly different outcome compared to the AFC title game?
As far as like two teams going neck and neck, I feel like it's going to be as closer as people think. And, Seattle could very much just run away with it and they could prove me wrong. But I feel like these teams are a closer matchup than people think. I mean, even during the regular season, they put up the same record at 14-3. So there are different strengths and weaknesses to this team. And there's just like different players just due for certain things. Like I think Stephon Diggs could also go off in the Super Bowl. I mean, he made the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. So how about that one? And then, as a Seahawks side of things, a certain player I could look at too would be Byron Murphy on the defensive side of the ball. He's one of the, only defensive linemen that hasn't really gotten a sack yet this playoff. So I feel like he's due to do big in this Super Bowl. And of course, Nick Amenwori in that secondary behind him is going to have to play well.
I like it. Oh man, I really do like it. Matt, go ahead, man.
All right. So I want you to tell us, man. Don't mind my reverse logo back here, but I want you to let us know, man. Tell us what would the Seahawks have to do to guarantee victory, and then also in the same tune of it, what would the Patriots have to do to guarantee victory?
For the Seahawks side of things, they have to continue feeding Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he's been proving all playoffs that he can just be the leader of this offense. And they still have some good supporting cast around him with Raheez Shaheed, kicking off, taking kick returns, and then AJ Barner, tight end for Seattle. So I think if they just focus the offense on JSN and also feed the ball to Kenneth Walker, as long as they have a good tempo of having both, with honestly their run first, what they've been doing all year, I think they can just cruise to victory. But if we start seeing some questionable Sam Darnold plays, things could really get ugly kind of quickly, especially if either defense is on the field for too long. So I think both of these quarterbacks are going to be doing a lot of running as well, because I know their season might be on the line. A ring could be on the line, a matter of fact. So as far as the Patriots go, I think that Travion Henderson could be, the deciding factor. I feel like he's a player that people, could be overlooking here, because, they have that 1-2 punch with Ramondre Stevenson and of course Henderson, but I feel like he hasn't had that huge play in the playoffs yet, and he's gonna do, and it might be coming. Now, I'm not expecting the Patriots to, put up this huge amount of number offensively, because the Seattle defense is easily the best they've seen this playoffs. So, it's going to take some, Patriots dark magic that we're kind of used to for them to pull this off, is kind of what I'm saying. But that would be my recipe for them.
Real quick, before we let you go, can you let us know your predictions for the outcome of this Super Bowl?
I got Seattle, man. I think Sam Darnold's going to shock the world. I think he gets his first Super Bowl ring. And at that point, he would not only have a Super Bowl ring, but he would have the same amount of playoff wins as Lamar Jackson. And I think people are going to start to have very uncomfortable conversations with Sam Darnold.
I like it. Guys, there is our man, Ben. Ben, man, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. And we'll touch back with you after the game and see if our predictions come true. All right, Matt, I'm gonna throw back to you because I know you got something you want to talk about with the next segment. Matt, what do you think about that? What do you think about his predictions?
First of all,
his discussion points.
First of all, Lamar Jackson did not need to catch a stray there, man. That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary, man. Unnecessary. But no, man. I think he's right. What I kind of agree with him on is the head coaching aspect. The Mike versus Mike. I think the coach that tries to do too much is the coach that's probably going to lose. Just keep it simple, man. Run the ball. Just run the ball. And keep it simple. Don't do what some teams do and don't run the ball. And then we know.
Well, we know who that was a stab to, by the way, Matt. We absolutely know who that was a stab to.
Oh, well, gee, thanks, Brandon. No, that was a stab to them not giving Marshawn Lynch to run the ball. That had nothing to do with the Falcons. See, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for bringing it back up, man. So, but yeah, man. The coach that doesn't try to oversimplify, the coach that doesn't try to do too much is probably going to be the coach that wins the Super Bowl.
You know what they have? There's an acronym they use in journalism. Mark, you know this. Brian, Tony, Marcus, everybody knows this. It's called the KISS acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overthink, just do. And, I have to quote the great Herm Edwards again. Hello. You play to win the game. You don't play to look pretty. You play to win the game. You literally do. You guys just heard Matt sit there and say, don't overthink. Tony, I'm going to go to you on this. What are your thoughts on what Ben said? And, could we realistically see someone try to get overly pretty at the wrong time, and could that ultimately cost them?
Of course, I think it's possible. I mean, especially when you have less experience in the moment, it's definitely a possibility. But I think that for the matchup that we're getting, the coaches that we have here with Vrabel and Mike Connolly, I think these are two of the most stable coaches that we have in the league. I don't think that they do a lot of emotional playing. I think that they're both very good about making adjustments. I think they are both very good about paying attention. And I think they also listen to their players and what they see. And I think that's one of the things that makes both of these teams Super Bowl caliber. And I think it's what's going to make it a good match. So I think we're going to see a lot of fluidity. And I don't think we're going to see anything cute, because I think both of these coaches know, based, not just from the stock that they come from, but, visual experience, that this is the one moment you can't play that game. Even Andy Reid in the Super Bowl, with the exception of some desperation moves, doesn't get cute. He's playing it like it should be. And I think that's what we're going to see on Sunday. Just two coaches that come in with a game plan, a solid put together play script. And I think we're going to see some football.
I agree 100%. I want to go to Shane on this next question I'm going to ask. Shane, could this actually, who do you think is going to take the first jab and succeed? Do you think it'll be Seattle scoring first, New England scoring first, or could this be like a 3-3 kind of matchup going into halftime?
It could go all kinds of different ways with this matchup, to be honest with you. I think that New England and Vrabel, they're going to come out and they're going to kind of want to assert dominance. So I see Hendrickson and Stevenson kind of having a big first half. But, in that same sense, if it doesn't happen in the first couple of drives, and if they don't get the ball off the rip, then I could see Seattle, as Ben mentioned, with New England's questionable secondary and the way that they've played this postseason, with Seattle's, offensive with JSN and Cooper Kupp and everybody out there, they can score quick. No offense to Brian, but we saw that in the 49ers game. It was nonstop till about midway through the third quarter, and then they finally let off the gas pedal. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think the more and more we talk about it, it's going to hinge on the front four for Seattle against that offensive line for New England. So I'm definitely interested to see in that matchup. If Seattle can get pressure with just 4 down linemen and leave the back 7 to roam around and do what they do and what they have this postseason and basically all season, then it's going to be a long day for that Patriots offense. But you never know. I mean, you've seen a big comeback from the Patriots before in the Super Bowl, so.
I like how you take that. Look, Matt, he's already taken a second stab at us. Let's go to Marcus on this one, Marcus. I want to hear your thoughts on which matchups are you. I mean, obviously, everybody knows defense, wins championships, offense gets all the glory. But let's look at the individual matchups. Which ones are you really honing in, thinking, man, I can't wait to see what Jackson and Jigba does, or I'm looking forward to, literally anybody. What matchups are you looking forward to most?
Well, the Jackson Smith and Jigma and Christian Gonzalez matchup is by far one of the most intriguing. And if Christian Gonzalez is not matched up on Jackson Smith and Jigba, then Mike Vrabel is not the defensive coach that I thought he was. You try to take away a team's strengths. And I think that's always been the Bill Belichick way, trying to make a team beat you left-handed. And you're crazy if you don't find a way to lock that guy up and force Sam Darnold to look towards someone else to try to lead that offense.
I like where you're heading on that one. I really do. I mean, it's going to be this is going to be a really good, interesting set of matchups. I want to go to you, Matt, again, and I want you to tell me, put away all the hype around the defense and the offense. Just like I asked Marcus, what matchups are you going to hone in on the most and be like, man, this is going to be like a matchup of biblical proportions. It's going to be that good.
I want to see. I mean, you have to notate the Christian Gonzalez, Jackson Smith, and Jigba matchup. That's gonna probably determine the outcome of the game, man. To see, if Seattle can air it out to him. I mean, Christian I mean, he's been struggling a little bit, but that's a fast dude, man. That's a fast dude. And he's the number one corner. I expect him to shadow Jackson the whole game. I expect him to have him shadowing him the whole game. But also, I want to see what offense is going to make use of their tight ends the most as well, man. I know on the Patriots side we got Hunter Henry still over there, and Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper's over there, I believe, right? Correct, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's still with the Patriots.
Yeah, man. So I want to see which defense can which defense is gonna have trouble covering the tight end. I think the team that also is able to kind of get their tight ends involved early. I think they'll have some success.
Absolutely. All right, before I let him go, Marcus, please. Where are you at? I'm trying to find him. There he is. Marcus, tell everybody where they can find your content, because I know you got to head out of here, but let everybody know where they can find your content, sir.
Oh man, please just come and look me up on Prime Coverage Sports Network, and that's live streaming on YouTube and on Spotify. The show is Unfiltered Sports with Mac and Kyle every Monday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for letting me join. My prediction is the Seattle Seahawks as well. Seattle by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, I like it. Marcus, man, we're going to talk to you soon. I can't wait to hear from you again, man. And until then, please tell everybody that's at your house, thank you for letting us borrow you for this period of time, man. And I'll talk to you soon. Sound good, brother?
Definitely, man. All right, guys. Blessings, and thank you for letting me join.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Waller.
Oh, my goodness, y'all. Come on. That was pretty cool to have our guy Marcus. It's always good to have him on. And look, we're sitting here showing the beautiful face of Matthew Thomas. All right, so let's continue this discussion. Mark, I'm going to go to you because I know you got to go soon for your interview. I want you to tell me also, just like you heard Matt, just like you heard Marcus, and you've heard Seven, I want you to tell me what matchups are you like, again, circling and saying, man, I'm going to hone in on this because this is going to be, like I said to Matt, epic matchups, like biblical proportions. Which ones are you looking at the most?
Well, the sexy pick would be, like you said, Christian Gonzalez and JSN. But I'm going to go a little bit different route here. Patriots have a rookie guard, Jared Wilson, and he's going to be lined up against Byron Murphy for the Seahawks defensive line. I think that's going to be a matchup because if the Seahawks can get pressure on Drake May is as good as he is. He's a second-year quarterback. He's in his first Super Bowl. If they can get pressure on him, then I think it's going to be a long, long night for New England. I think that's going to be, one, as well as also DeMarcus Lawrence for the Seahawks. He's going to be trying to make a statement also because he spent all that time with the Cowboys and didn't get anywhere. So he's also going to try to make a statement. So I think those two guys against the offensive line of the Patriots is going to be what I would circle the most probably.
Well, see what happens when you leave Dallas? When you leave Dallas, you get to a Super Bowl. Oh, man. Whew. And he spent a lot of time in Dallas. A lot of time.
He really
in
did.
Dallas, man.
He did.
He was loyal. He was loyal to that organization, man. And man.
Well, there's no loyalty with Jerry Jones, man.
Exactly.
He proved that is true.
Exactly.
So he proved that with Micah. So I mean,
wow.
There's no loyalty there.
Yeah. That's Micah. That's the type of player you bend over backwards and you bring Chuck up to. You don't let players like that go. That just tells you how unserious Jerry Jones is, man. So.
That deal should have been done a long time. It never should have even got to that point.
It shouldn't even got to the final year.
It shouldn't even got to the final year.
Yeah, it shouldn't have got to the final year, man.
He lets everybody. He set the market before he starts talking to his players. I mean, he let Myles Garrett go ahead and sign his deal. He could have signed Micah way before Myles Garrett because Micah was wanting to stay with him, and he would have gotten him for about $5-6 million a year less. Well, once Myles Garrett signed, and then you also had who else was it? Was it T.J. Watt or I can't remember who else was signed? Who else was around that time? No,
T.J. Watt and Hutchinson,
and also the guy from the Bengals, and all these other players.
Trey
And
Hendrickson,
then he tries to go ahead and tries to negotiate with Micah. He did the same thing with CeeDee Lamb, did the same thing with Dak. So, like I said, he prices himself out of these players all the time.
But let's also be honest, Mark. Jerry Jones did, in fact, sell his soul to the devil to win those championships. And there is actual audio evidence that he did say, I sold my soul. So, I mean, that's pretty telltale right there alone that Jerry doesn't know what's right for the organization other than just to do this.
Well, Jerry's biggest mistake was a long time ago firing Jimmy Johnson.
Yes.
So I mean, he started his deathbed right then at that point in time because Jimmy Johnson he didn't want to give Jerry Jones complete control. So when he did that firing right there, that was his deathbed. I know they won one with like Barry Switzer or something like that. Like after that, but
that was Jimmy's team.
That was still with Jimmy's team. It's just like John Gruden winning his Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's team. Same thing. So I mean,
absolutely.
Like I said, man, I don't see Dallas winning another Super Bowl, dude. Before Jerry passes away. Truthfully,
exactly.
That's so bad we said that too. All right, Matt. That's true. It's true. It is very true. Now we have seen some amazing Super Bowls. We all have, and if you again, folks, we use this term a lot. If you have not seen some of these Super Bowl matchups, you're literally living under a rock. Get out from under that rock. You're missing some amazing matchups. Matt, I have to bring this up. We have had epics and we've had unfortunates. The most unfortunate, as you know, is what our Atlanta Falcons did against the New England Patriots. But here's another unfortunate. If I sat here and said, you're part of a franchise that won 4 straight AFC title games, but yet you lost 4 straight Super Bowls, you got to sit there and say, man, that's pretty, excuse my term, that's pretty damning right there. That you're like, what am I, why did Buffalo lose those 4 straight Super Bowls? But then let's also look at the other side. The Pittsburgh Steelers had one of the most amazing touchdown catches by Santonio Holmes, and it's the toe tap. It was pop, and he got it. It was an amazing catch. So it got me thinking, and I want you all to really use your memory. I know it's going to be hard to do because there's so many good Super Bowls that have happened. I want each of you guys to give me 2 memorable moments from any Super Bowl that you remember the most. I'm going to start with Brian Pettit on this one. Brian, give me 2 of your favorite Super Bowl memories. It can be from any Super Bowl. It doesn't have to be specifically pertained to the San Francisco 49ers.
Actually, I am going to the 49ers on this one because it was in 1989, and I was sitting in my living room, or not my living room, but my mom's house, and this was the Super Bowl 13 against the Bengals versus the 49ers in a comeback that Montana threw it with a let's see, the final drive with the 49ers trailing 16-13 in the fourth quarter. Montana, a 92 drive with a touchdown to John Taylor with 34 seconds left, still in a victory with the 49ers. So yeah, that was one of them. And then I guess the Tennessee Titans, the loss that they did, and that was a heartbreaking too. So that's the 2 that I know of.
Boy, do I ever remember that one. 1 yard away.
Yeah.
From essentially signifying Steve Young, Air McNair himself, as elite. I mean, he was already an elite quarterback, but that would have just, added, icing to the cake, putting him as a Super Bowl champion. So let's go to you next, Tony, or 7, whatever you want to call yourself today. I don't care, Mick, because you're still my boy. Give me 2 of your favorite memories from any Super Bowl, and it doesn't have to be pertaining to your Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, you can use them. Yes, it's okay.
But I got to say, my first one is the Super Bowl. Was that 54? I believe it was Chiefs and 49ers, where Kansas City came back scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. That was the second most stressful day of my life outside of the day that my son was born. But the poise and composure that Patrick Mahomes showed, because like I was one of those when Patrick Mahomes got drafted, I wasn't sure that I was supporting it. And as he developed and we see what happened in that Super Bowl, just the amazing performance and the way that he held true, I thought that was an amazing experience just as a fan to finally get to see my team get one in their lifetime. I know, anybody whose team has won a championship during their lifetime, they remember those moments. They're almost core memories if you're a sports fan. And I would say that my other one is actually the very first Super Bowl that I remember. And I remember this Super Bowl because it was in Arizona. It was in 1995, Cowboys and Steelers. And this was when, I believe this was the last time that Jerry was in the Super Bowl. And again, this was Jimmy Johnson's team, even if it wasn't there. I remember that game because obviously Dallas ran away with it, but there were certain parts about that game that suggest that it was a lot closer than the 10-point score the 10-point difference, because the Steelers had more first downs in that game. They actually were better on third down in that game. Their quarterback, I believe it was Neil O'Donnell. If I recall
oh my
correctly.
God, I remember that name. Boy, do I remember that name.
Right? Yeah, that's one of those things where you've got to I'm not even sure that's correct. But he threw for 30 more yards than Aikman did. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's that was like I don't get anxiety while watching sports very often, but that game was literally playing with my heart and just kind of twisting it around the entire time. But I loved that Super Bowl with Cowboys and the Steelers. I remember the energy because I lived in Arizona at the time. It was in ASU Stadium because that was where they had it since the Cardinals' new stadium had not been built yet. But it was an amazing feeling to be in the city. And I've actually been in Arizona for 3 Super Bowls. And each one of them has been interesting in just the way that they've impacted the energy in the city. And so that one is just memorable. Not just because I had wanted the Steelers to win that because I lived in Arizona, so I didn't want the Cowboys to win. But I just remember the feeling of that being my first Super Bowl and the vibe in the city. And it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, you absolutely. I remember that. Actually, God, Neil O'Donnell, talk about
That's
from the past. Woof. That was a blast. All right, Mark, I'm gonna go to you because of this will be last because I know you gotta go to your interview. Give me
all right.
Go ahead and give me your 2.
So first of all, 7, that was not a hole by James Bradbury a couple of years ago. Okay, so that we're gonna go ahead and kick that one off right now. Okay. But my 2 ones that I would go with, the first one will be with the Eagles. The Super Bowl that they played against they played the first time they played the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where they absolutely wasted Terrell Owens' great game, where he was playing with a screw in his ankle. And Donovan McNabb, who I think Shane said was one of his best Super Bowl quarterbacks, couldn't play good because he had a tummy ache. So I think that was a memorable moment simply because T.O. they didn't know if he was going to play. He could barely walk, and he came out there and just killed it, even though they lost the game. My number 2 is I would go with the Cowboys against the Bills. Leon Lett about to run in for a touchdown as a defensive lineman and got cocky, and I think it was Don Beebe knocked the ball out of his hands right there at the goal line, which I think is still one of the more embarrassing moments. So, I kind of loved it because I hate those guys, but like I said, I think that was a pretty memorable moment. But I want to just throw one more out because before I leave, Nick Foles coming in and winning the Super Bowl for the Eagles as a backup journeyman quarterback and winning the Super Bowl MVP, getting the Eagles over that hump. So I'm going to throw that in as an honorable mention as well.
I like it.
Now, I'm about to kick out of here. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you my prediction, if that's
Go
all
ahead.
right. All right. So my prediction is Seahawks 17, the Patriots 7. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think both defenses are going to play, but I think that I think it's going to be the Seahawks this year.
I like it. Hey, Mark, have a great interview, man. I know you got a lot of good ones lined up, brother. We'll talk soon. Sound good, man?
All right, fellas, y'all have a good one. Do it, and I'll
Thank
be
you,
I'll
you
have
too,
a
Mark.
show on in the background though. Y'all have a good night.
All right, boss.
Take care.
We'll
I'm
see,
Mark.
Mark.
That was pretty cool. I like that. All right, so let's continue on with this one. Ralph is with us now. All right, so I'm gonna go to you, Ralph. I want you to give us your 2 favorite Super Bowl memories. It can be from any Super Bowl. Give us your 2 memorable Super Bowl moments that you remember.
All right. First, the long bomb in the 1978 Super Bowl between the Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. Also, I'll give you 3. The Seahawks Steeler game when they did the gadget play that scored the touchdown when Hines Ward threw that pass to Antoine Randolph threw it to Hines Ward. And then in the Super Bowl 43 with the Arizona Cardinals and the Steelers, the James Harrison run back for a touchdown, 98 yards, almost 100 yards. So those are my memories there.
I remember that. Boy, and I remember thinking, what is going on? Somebody do something. This is amazing to see. I'm literally seeing him.
And all
run
3 of them
98
were like
yards.
exciting, Brandon. I mean, it was just like totally exciting. I mean, it was,
Yes, when I watched it, so I was I was with my ex-wife at the time, and I remember her and I both watching. We're like, score, and you see James Harrison for as like stocky as he is, and how much of an athletic workout-holic he is. He was gas, and you absolutely saw it. But that was a great game. All right, so let's go to you, Shane. Give us your favorite 2 Super Bowl minutes. I mean, it doesn't have to be the Panthers, although I guarantee you're probably going to include something with the Panthers. Go ahead.
Well, not necessarily, but March 28th is only 51 days.
You know
away,
what? Well, folks, with that being said, no, I'm just kidding.
But probably my 2 most memorable Super Bowls is that Colts Saints game. Their second half, starting off with the onside kick, and then the weather actually got involved in that Super Bowl game. That was a memorable one, but probably the one that sticks out in my memory. Might have been younger for it, but the '97 Super Bowl with Green Bay and the Patriots. You had 24 points scored in that first quarter alone between the 2 teams. I mean, Bledsoe Favre going at it. 17 unanswered by the Packers in the second quarter, with Favre hitting that pass to Antonio Freeman. The Desmond Howard special teams touchdown run back. It's kind of my first big Super Bowl party that I went to as well, but it was action packed kind of from the get go up until that fourth quarter when it was kind of already in the bag. So that's probably my most memorable one that I can think of.
All right, Matt, let's go to you, and then I'll give mine. What are your 2 most memorable Super Bowl moments?
Well, I mean, of course.
Do not say the 28-3.
I don't know what even that is. I don't know what you're talking about, man. 28-3. What? Somebody was up 28-3 or something? I have no idea what that is. The first one I'm gonna go with, man, was the first Super Bowl that cost me money. And that was the helmet catch when David Tyree pinned the ball to his helmet. It was that one. I think that was the one. That was the one when Eli should have been sacked. Should have been sacked. Broke out of a sack and played. They should have called that play a sack, but they didn't. And Eli just threw it up with his helmet half to the side. He threw it up, and David Tyree pinned it against his helmet. That Super Bowl. You also got the Malcolm Butler interception, man. Run the dang ball, man. Run the ball. All Seattle had to do was just run it with Marshawn, who got them there. He got them. They ran him all up the field just to throw a little slant pass and it gets picked off by Malcolm Butler. But another one I'm gonna say, and nobody's done this. So since this guy was the only one to do this, I gotta give props to this. You gotta go back way back to Super Bowl III with Joe Namath, man, when he they were big underdogs against the Colts, but he guaranteed victory. And they won, man, 16-7. So, those Super Bowls are ones that stick out.
For Coach Cigar and all.
Well,
yeah, that's right. At the pool, might we add?
This was at the pool.
At the pool, guaranteed. And no, I was not born in the 70s. Neither was Matt. But I mean, how do you not know these videos?
Yeah.
They do. NFL Films is for a reason.
I used to love it.
Snyder, by the way. Yeah, and Steve Sable. That was the best. So my two favorite. I have to go back to. Oh God, I'm gonna say January 31st. I think it was 1999. Yeah, it was when Atlanta played Denver for the first time ever. Atlanta had made the Super Bowl. Yeah, I knew we were going to lose, but I got to tell you, man, when Tim Dwight, Matt, and I know you remember this very well, Tim Dwight ran that kickoff back for a touchdown. Oh my God, I about lost it when he did. I was like, "Let's go!" I was so excited about it. That was definitely going to. I mean, I'm not going to mention that epic collapse of biblical proportions.
Yeah, he was one of the best kick returners in the league.
Yes,
Brandon, at the time.
Yep.
Tim
I remember,
Dwight.
and Tim Dwight was part of that trade that brought Michael Vick to Atlanta.
Yes.
Just saying that too. So that was pretty interesting. But then the next one I can remember. Oh man, there's like I said, there's so many good ones out there. You know what? I'm actually gonna continue with the greatest show on turf. When Kurt Warner won his first, that was pretty epic, amazing. So I remember that.
I'm bagging groceries at the shop, right, or something, the Quick Trip or something, man.
Yeah,
to the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
With Kurt Warner, like that was interesting for me too, because so I used to have season tickets to the Arizona Rattlers, the arena football team that's in Phoenix, Arizona, and Danny White from the Cowboys actually coached that team. And in 1998, so just a couple of years before that, the greatest show on turf happened. Kurt Warner was playing for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yep.
As they came into Phoenix for the Arena Bowl and got absolutely mollywopped 55-33.
Wow.
In the Arena Bowl. And then just a few years later, I'm watching him absolutely cut it up in the NFL. It was a very interesting experience just to kind of see that scope, because you don't really see, like, arenas should be using that as a development league, but they're not. And we've seen some players come out of arena football and do well in the NFL, but nobody obviously as good as the leap that Kurt Warner made from arena football to the NFL. Oh
gosh, yeah. Kurt Warner is synonymous with greatness. I mean, he literally revolutionized arena football to the NFL. I mean, heck, he wasn't even drafted, and he ends up being a Hall of Famer.
You know who else too, Brandon? Tommy Maddox. He was in the football, and he made a lot of hay when he was in arena football. So
I remember it. And Matt Nagy, I got the chance to meet Matt Nagy when he played for the Georgia Force, and it was the first time they were back to the Arena Bowl after Katrina, and I was at that game. Matt, I think you were supposed to go with me and Lisa that weekend, and I think you ended up getting. I think you had the flu actually that weekend. Because Lisa, myself, Eric, her brother, his wife Ray, and Brian, our buddy Brian Greenblatt, came, and you were supposed to come too, I believe. And I mean, it was an amazing experience. All right, so now let's go to the next one. Now we can't talk about the Super Bowls without mentioning literally the one of the best things to watch. The commercials.
The commercials.
Everybody looks forward to these the most. The Budweiser Clydesdales, the
Pepsi commercial,
the Pepsi commercials, the Doritos commercials. I don't know if you guys also remember Skittles used to have a lot of their risque commercials air in the Super Bowl. We're not going to talk about one because this is a G-rated show, but it's got me thinking about, and you know exactly what I'm talking about too. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. So it got me thinking, what is everybody looking forward to commercial-wise this year? So I'm going to go right away to you, Tony. What is the commercials you're looking forward to the most?
I'm a big fan of comedy. And so I need something where the joke hits hard. We get those ones like Pepsi and Doritos that typically have something that just really get you rolling. Budweiser, I mean, nothing more iconic than the Budweiser frogs.
Oh man, I miss those.
And like those, that's one of the earlier Budweiser commercials that I remember. But I think that we're going to see some good, funny stuff this year. But I also think with the way that media is changing, that we're going to come to a point really soon where the Super Bowl commercials aren't going to be what they used to. And so I'm just looking forward this year to being able to appreciate it, enjoy it, because I don't know how much longer we're going to have it.
Oh, no, it's a heartbreaking thing. What about you, Ralph? What commercials are you looking forward to most?
I really don't pay much attention to them because I usually go out to the kitchen to go get something, a snack or something, or out to the other room to go get
my man right
on my phone. I don't really watch much of them. The Pepsi commercials, what I really look at, and or if somebody had $10 million for a 30-second spot, I don't know how many people are actually going to put that kind of money out this year for a commercial spot. But it's a Super Bowl. Everybody's watching it. So we'll see if Pepsi sales go up. So,
I got a commercial that I guarantee you all will remember when I start mentioning it. Everybody knows Mint Mobile, right? Everybody knows Mint Mobile.
Oh, Mint Mobile.
You probably know where I'm at on this one.
That guy. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Chunky Milk commercial? When the guy goes, $25 or $15, no, was it $20 a line for a month for cell phone service? That's not right. And then Fox goes, it is right. But you know what isn't right? Chunky Milk. And you just thinking about it. They literally are showing, dad goes, guys, say some extra chunks for me. And oh my God, he's pouring it out of the carton and it's like clumps going in there. Oh, it was gross. So then it gets even better. The mom goes, why did I choose Chunky Milk? Because it provides the chunkiness and the healthiness my kids deserve and help them grow. And then they're going, and I'm like, oh my God. And my favorite reaction is the guy goes, that's just not right. That's gross. Oh my God. That was the nastiest commercial, but it was so funny because it still lives in my brain all these years later. Matt, what about you? What commercial are you can't top the Chunky Milk commercial. What commercial are you looking forward to for most, Matt?
I don't know, man. First of all, I'm like Ralph, man. I'm in the kitchen, getting my wings, my chips. I'm retooling, getting my 2 plates plus my third dessert plate ready for the second half, man.
No, don't lie. You really get 20 plates at the time.
And
don't lie,
then I gotta go back and get my drinks. So man. So, man. So look, man, I'm getting ready, but guys, there hasn't. Lately, I would say in the last maybe the last 10 years, man, these commercials, they just haven't been hitting the way the ones have in the 90s, early 2000s. I know y'all remember the 99, what's that Budweiser one, man. And that was 99. There was one Super Bowl commercial, man. I think the city was on fire or something like that. And the squirrel, I guess, took some gum, or he took something and then farted and then iced the whole city.
I remember that one too. God, that was the best. Who was that one about? I remember that so well.
It was some. I don't know if it was a gum. It was gum. I think Winter Fresh. It was something. It was something where the whole city was on fire. They couldn't get the fire out. The squirrel ran up, pulled out his pack of gum, threw it, and it just turned it all over the city. And the whole city iced up, man. So
and then you get the key to the city too at the end or something like that.
Something like that, man. So they were throwing their hats up and they were all congratulating them. So yeah, man. They don't make commercials like that anymore, man. They just don't. They don't. And I think that started around the time Peyton Manning was in the Super Bowl, Seattle, the Legion of Boom. It started around that time. The commercials started just kind of going like this. But
it used to have quality, Matt.
It used to be quality.
They did. It was a genius thought. I think they really would some of these companies, they would thoroughly think it out so well. And when it popped, you're like, that was really good. That was actually really funny.
What about
but now they do these weird teasers. They're like 2-8. Just recently, there's one 2-8-26. I'm like, okay, what was it about? You just said 2-8-26. That's all you're saying. Like, give me some backstory. What were you saying, Brian?
What about the Doritos 3D? You remember when those came out? That commercial.
Yes.
3D, Doritos 3D. You remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one with some kid, some guy was trying to date
Jimmy?
a woman or
You're
like
so
that?
old. I love that one. That was so pretty good. There's definitely been some real risque type commercials that have come during the Super Bowl. Shane, which ones are you looking forward to most?
Man, as always, you got to look forward to the Budweiser commercials.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones that come every year. You know, you're gonna have them from the frogs to the telephones, the WhatsApp. You know the Clydesdales, and you know just what they do in general as a production to put on that one commercial a year. Like everybody's mentioned, it's kind of gone downhill here lately, but that, and then like you look at like these startup companies that are good. Like I could see probably one from what's that kind of fantasy type over under Kalshi or something like that. Like I could see them coming up with some big money to put on a pretty decent commercial. Like those are pretty good. Like, hey, we're gonna put our bag towards this one time, and they do pretty good at it. So you know, I'm interested in seeing those kind of startup companies, seeing which ones are gonna put the bag up and put the money where the mouth is. You know, and
I love that,
and put something together.
Do you guys remember? I don't remember I think it was 13 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when it was the Real California Milk commercials, and they had Cheryl something. She's singing Swagger Jagger, and it's the cow taking a shower, and the cow's going, "You can't stop looking at me," and it shows the cow at the end, and she sings Swagger Jagger. I'm like, that was the best because they were able to incorporate the cow into it. It was really cool. That was one of that those were the ones that like stood out to you. But again, as you guys have all heard us say the same thing, they don't make them the way they used to.
No,
Matt just told you early on.
They don't have the marketing people. They don't have the marketing creative people anymore, Brandon. They
it's
just
sad.
all the good ones have either retired or quit, and they got all these younger. No offense to younger people that are doing this now, and they have no idea how to put this out there. And that's
exactly,
you know, that's exactly what it is.
Much offense to the younger people. They're the reason why it sucks. So I mean,
no offense.
Everything's fast. Everything is a quick grab now. Everything's quick. Nothing. It's the same thing in any kind of genre. You can do music. You can do sports. It's just they want that quick scroll.
Now,
and boom.
They want the start and the finish right now before anything else. That's all they want. They don't want to build it up. No, it's here's the start. Here's the finish. We're good.
I have faith in Budweiser.
All right, so here we go, guys. We're about to go. Everybody wants to know our predictions. So yes, it is the honorable mention moment. Matt, give us your prediction for the outcome of this game.
Well, you guys know what our budget is. We can't even get one to fill up the whole screen. Nah, man, for the
you know what? That's a stab at you, Brian. Brian,
I know.
Nah, man, for the game, man. I got Seattle winning this one, man. I'm gonna go 24-14.
I like it. All right, Tony, give us your prediction, sir.
I actually, because I know last I knew the line for the over-under was at 45.5. I look for this to be a higher scoring game. Because of both the coaches being able to adjust. I think the defense is going to struggle. Each defense is going to struggle a little bit more. Me personally, I'm looking at a 27-24 Seahawks victory.
Ralph, what about you?
24-21. That's the score I use all the time. You know, my co-host on my Sports Corner show, Smoking Jim Frazier, does 34-32. I do 24-21. Seattle.
I like it. Shane, what about you?
Man, I'm with Tony on this one. I think it's gonna hit the over. I like 31-24.
I like it. What about you, Brian? What are you predicting?
31-28, and a field goal wins it in the last fourth quarter by the Seahawks.
I say 27-21 Seahawks. Look, people are all kind of in that same.
You know what? Everybody's picking the Seahawks. This is just kind of the way Vegas is moving. It's just telling me, hey, man.
I didn't mention who I picked.
Put a bet on both. Put a bet on
Who
both.
do you think's going to win, Shane?
I think that the running game, with the absence of Charbonnet for the Seahawks and the quarterback run for Drake May, might put them over the edge. It just depends on what the secondary can do for New England if they can stop the passing game from Darnold.
You still haven't told us who you think's going to win.
Patriots.
There you go. All right. So now that you heard all of ours predictions, let us know. We've had people that are all saying the same thing, Seahawks. All right. So obviously it's extremely early, but I want everybody to finish up here and give us your way too early odds for next year's Super Bowl as far as matchups could go. I'm going to start with you, Matt. Give us your way too early Super Bowl 61 matchup.
Wow, man. Wow. Like the free agency in the draft ain't even happened yet, man. We can't do that.
That's why I said way too early.
But these teams are all going to be different, man. These teams are all going to be different. That's impossible.
Are they?
That's like saying which needle is in which haystack. Like that's impossible, man. Okay, but I'll tell you what though, man. Man, again, you don't know what free agency is going to look like. There's going to be some big time moves. But if there was something put to my head and I had to make a guess, let me say, I'm going to say Broncos and Broncos make it from the AFC. And then from the NFC, I'm going to go NFC, I am going to go Rams. Broncos, Rams.
Right.
In the Super Bowl.
Give us yours, Shane. Way too early matchup for Super Bowl 61.
Man, way too early. But
it's impossible, Marcus.
I know Marcus is going to like this. I like Chicago on the NFC side. They locked in some key talent this year, and it formulated for them. So I like them next year. And in that same sense, barring injuries like they had this year, surprise team out of the AFC is going to be the Chargers.
Wow, that is really far-fetched. Hey, thank you for coming on. We greatly appreciate you as always. All right, Ralph, give us your way too early Super Bowl 61 matchup.
All right. Rodgers will get another one before he retires. McCarthy will get another one in his 5-year plan with the Steelers. So that's there. You know what? It's time for Todd Bowles to get something with Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be Tampa and the Steelers. That's just my opinion on that. I think it's Todd Bowles' time. He needs to get a Super Bowl. That fan base down there is getting a little jumpy. So,
They just won a Super Bowl with Brady not too long ago, man.
Yeah, I know. They want to run them out of town. You know how it is, Matt.
Yeah. What about you, Brian? Give us your way too early.
I'm going back to Seattle Seahawks and the Rams. That's who. That's who.
We're in the same conference. You got to go.
Can't do it in the same conference.
Yeah, you got to do an AFC and an NFC team.
And the Rams and Seahawks are in the same division.
Yeah, they're in the same
the Rams
conference.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Seahawks and then the Bills.
That's fair.
Ooh.
That would be interesting if the Bills went to the Super Bowl without Sean McDermott.
Right. Then you got to start wondering, was it him actually?
And can they win it? That's the question.
Well, maybe if they give Josh an actual number one receiver.
Yeah, there you go.
Mine. This one, I'm actually gonna. This is gonna be hard for me to say, but if, and the big word there is if. Atlanta.
No, don't jinx it.
I'm not saying no. You don't. Let me finish, please. Okay. If Atlanta can start getting together, I can see them making it in a few years. But my 61 matchup. God, this is gonna hurt to say this, Shane. I think your Panthers have a better chance of
Yes.
going
Yes.
to the Falcons.
Yeah.
No. You started off
The Brandon
right.
curse. Y'all don't know about the Brandon curse.
Right.
Y'all know about the Brandon curse.
No. Here's my prediction. All right, I'm gonna give you my AFC first. My AFC first is I've hoped this for a long time.
Say Pittsburgh.
I think the Bills actually do. I think the Bills make it to the Super Bowl.
Would be interesting.
And then the NFC matchup, God, this is really tough.
Just say the Saints.
Oh, no, God, are you kidding me? I would never say that.
No,
That word doesn't even exist in my vocabulary.
You need to say it with your luck. You need to say it.
I'm gonna say, all right. I'm gonna say the Bills and the Rams. That's my thoughts on that one.
Well, Bills and Rams fans, unfortunately, you guys won't be making the Super Bowl next year.
You know what?
You know
what, Matt?
You have been cursed.
You know what, Matt? You don't know. Joe Brady just might do this. I mean,
you never know. Man, this was
man.
absolutely an amazing show. I had so much fun. We got to talk to our friends. We had all of you guys. I do have a preliminary number for the radio, and you guys are ready to hear this. This is according to the Nielsen, as I'm looking for it right now. It says our show had 8,487 people listening tonight. That's on the Nielsen report. So thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. I want everybody to know what is up next for the Sportz Nutz. Friday, February the 6th, this Friday, which is tomorrow, in case you guys didn't look at the calendar. Our guy, Bo Crutch, who covers the Seattle Kraken, will be coming on tomorrow. Monday, February 9th, it is episode 193. I will not be here because I have to coach my daughter's football game, but you have really good hands that run the show. It will be a run by both Matt and Ralph to start. Of course, then you have Shane and his absolute stellar takes, and make sure you guys listen. He's got some good ones. It is. Then you also have our guy, Mike. Hopefully he'll be feeling way better by then. And Brian, of course. Then Wednesday, the 11th, it is episode 194. Friday, the 13th, episode 195. I will not be there again because it is another basketball game. Matt and Shane will be co-hosting, Mike and Brian, and we'll see if we can get Ralph to come on as well.
Anytime you need me.
There you go.
I'm
and
here.
Then Monday, the 16th, I want you guys to listen to this. I'm really excited. It is episode 196. Nick Beckman. He is the public address announcer for Seattle University Redhawks basketball. I will not be there. The playoffs are going on. It will be Matt and Shane to run. Mike and Brian will be there. I will tell you this also. It does depend on the results. If we win, we play on Wednesday. And if we win again, we play on Thursday for the championship game. So Monday of next week might be the only episode of the Sportz Nutz. I will let you guys know on that. Tony, where can everybody find you, man?
If you go on to YouTube, Wire to Wire Sports Network, the Sports Report podcast runs Monday nights. Podcast name deferred. My baseball show will be returning February 25th, the week before the World Baseball Classic starts. If you are a TikTok fan, if you go to @FGD7, you can follow me there. Once things get closer to baseball season, probably within the next week or so, I will be bringing back the MLB Morning Minute, just a quick morning update on what's going on in the world of professional baseball.
And by the way, Tony does join our show on Wednesday the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have.
I'm coming
you guys
here,
just
and then
heard.
I'm doing the first podcast name deferred episode. So yeah,
we have the World Baseball Classic. The Women's Professional Baseball League is getting ready to start. Baseball is back. Can't wait. Ralph, tell everybody where they can find you, please, sir.
On YouTube, Ralph Williams, RW Media. You can also find me on Twitter, X, Facebook, and also you can find me on Tumblr, LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media platforms. I have 4 radio shows. I have 3 in Pittsburgh and 1 in Philadelphia. You can tune in on Saturdays for the Ralph Williams Show on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Saturday afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m., the Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And then on Wednesdays, 3 to 4 p.m. in Philadelphia, 8:60 a.m. WWDB, the Ralph Williams Show. You can also tune into that. And I have my Tuesday Sports Corner Show with myself and Smoke and Jim Frazier and guests, and then Wrestle Talk immediately following at 5 o'clock. And then on Saturday, the Saturday Sports Show. Once in a while, Brandon comes on, and we have Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, and Leo Haggerty from Amped Up Sports, and we talk sports on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. the Saturday Sports Show. That's all RW Media Production shows in a nutshell. So
absolutely can't wait. All right, Matt, give your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Yes, absolutely, man. First of all, I won't be here tomorrow with you guys. I got a daddy-daughter dance. I'll be with daddy-daughter dance with my daughter. This will be
DJ'd several of those.
Yeah, man.
That's far more important than anything else. Please,
I got this year.
That
next
is
year.
more important.
Next year,
mother-daughter dances.
Yeah. She's 10 years old, so she's in 4th grade this year. 5th grade will be the last year she does daddy-daughter dance. So I'm gonna enjoy these last 2. But I will be here Monday. But yeah, man, you guys just enjoy the Super Bowl. Let's be smart, guys. If you're going out there, you're gonna be drinking. Last thing you want to do is drinking and driving, riding down the road. You get the whoops behind you. It's you're gonna spend a Super Bowl weekend in the slammer, guys. You don't want that. So just go ahead, play by the rules. Don't get flagged in the game of life. Be smart. If you're gonna drink, go with friends or call an Uber, guys. It's really easy.
Amen to that. Brian, give your final goodbyes, sir.
You can find me on multiple platforms under Tiger Stripes Media. Also, I'm going to do the reaction to the Super Bowl on game night, so on Sunday. So you can find me on YouTube and all the other platforms also. And then I'm going to be doing some NASCAR racing this coming week. So, yeah, a lot going on, and then back on here. So, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And by the way, we will be covering racing as it gets going. Our guys Shane Pensman and Brian Pettit will absolutely be bringing you the best racing coverage there is. And Shane, give your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Oh yeah, well, we, as always, we appreciate everybody out there listening, staying in touch with us. Comments, the likes, and subscribes. We appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. As always, may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. I want to say thank you to the new. Now we're at 3,305 subscribers. Let's try to get to 5,000 before July the 4th. We can do it with your help. As I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down, why it's the greatest sports there was. You guys have a fantastic evening. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care of each other and love this intro. Good night.